Ever since I can remember, I've always been a very curious individual, looking at the world around me and wanting to know more about it. My surroundings have always fascinated me, and I'm constantly striving to know more. But it struck me some time ago that my curiosity did not extend to wanting to know more about myself. What makes me tick? I gradually realised that what I thought I knew about myself was only superficial. I began to learn that there was much more about me that was undiscovered. And it wasn't until I started discovering it that I realized how important it was. The more I learnt, the more I wanted to know. And the more I learnt, the more I realized that there was much that I didn't know. I wasn't really sure what I was searching for, and I didn't really know what to look for. Maybe I was hoping to find some hidden, extraordinary natural talent that would launch me into superstardom without any effort. I didn't find it, although I must admit I haven't given up. What I did find, though, was the real me. As I progressed, I became more acquainted with myself, and that resulted in the commencement of an ongoing journey of self discovery, where I unraveled the mysteries of not only who I was, but also why I was who I was. That process of learning about me hasn't ended. I continue to explore, learn, and discover who I am as I become less of a stranger to myself and more familiar with me. A major consequence of my limited self awareness at the time is that I lived that part of my life by accident rather than by design. Not knowing myself also meant not knowing where I was going. This prevented me from choosing the journey that was the right one for me. I experienced a lot and I was affected by those experiences, but did little about determining the circumstances and the environment that I experienced life in. I was a product of my circumstances rather than a product of my choices. So, my curiosity was limited by the boundaries of my experiences. That's because we're limited by what we don't know, but we're also limited by what we do know. The problem is that we don't know what we don't know, and we believe that what we do know is all there is to know. These become our boundaries that restrict our scope of alternatives and possibilities, and therefore also restrict the opportunities and potential for living a meaningful, fulfilling, and satisfying life. What I learnt is that there is a lot to know about me, even though that's not immediately apparent. And the more I know about me, the better off I am. To live is to choose, but to choose well, you must know who you are and what you stand for, where you want to go, and why you want to get there. Coffee and